So, welcome to another edition of Two Rare Psychic Mediums. I'm Dee Hampton, and this is my co host.
Hi, I'm Erica Silvers.
And today we're talking with Liz Tellez. Did I pronounce that right, Liz?
Yes, that's
Okay.
fine.
And she is from Montreal. Is that right? You live in
Mhm.
Montreal, Canada?
I live in close to Toronto, Ontario.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, like in Oshawa.
I gotcha. Thank you. And she is a past life regressionist. Is that what I would call you?
Yes.
Okay. And through her own experiences, she has now learned how to develop and help others through their experiences with wanting to know about issues from their past lives that create issues in this life. Is that a good way to describe what you do?
Yes.
Okay, good. I know my friend Erica is going to have lots of questions because she resonates with this topic.
I do.
So, Liz, tell us a little bit how you got into that space of just wanting past life stuff.
Around 2007, I started asking myself, where do we come from? Why are we here? And where are we going? Those are the three questions that were, around my head. I also, in my personal life, had some challenges. The challenges were that I had, let's say, I met a nice guy. We were going out, and then I wanted to have a more serious relationship. But at that time, that person wasn't ready for that. So I was a little bit sad, and like I question my self-confidence, like what am I not enough to actually, have a better relationship, like a more serious going into somewhere, like better.
Mhm.
And I was like, okay, well, that's it. So I move on. But then that person came after a few months, and then he was saying, I'm ready for that relationship, but I wasn't there anymore. I
Mm,
moved on. And that happened not just once, but multiple times. So then I realized there was like a pattern of things that were happening. When patterns arrive and you are like, okay, why is this happening? I was asking myself. At that time, was also reading books. I started with Dr. Brian Weiss. He is from US. He studied in Florida, also in New York. Well, we ended up working in Florida. He's a psychiatrist who didn't believe in other lives.
yeah.
And then he met a patient. That patient couldn't swallow pills, and she had a lot of different things going on. For example, a fear at night. She couldn't sleep on her bed. She was sleeping inside the closet,
Wow.
Oh,
and she couldn't, like, she could barely sleep, like 2, 3 hours. But that was the fear that she had. Also, she had fear that she was going to drown,
mm,
and she couldn't swallow pills. So that what I'm telling you is in before 1986, because this book that I'm telling you is 1986.
wow.
So at that time, he used to treat his patients with pills and other stuff, but with her, he couldn't. So then he tried hypnosis on her. And he found out some issues when she was young, because with hypnosis, what you do is you go back to your childhood and then examine those issues or things that happen between 0 and 7 year old. Between 0 and 7 years old, we are like a sponge.
Yeah.
We get all the information, but we have no filters of anything. So we don't know, just everything comes from family, from church, from school, all the environment. And we just believe everything.
Yeah.
So if something happened there, then you can go back with hypnosis and change what you believe was about that issue that happened. So they went back, they found something there, they cleared it, and he was like, okay, she's gonna be better. Next week she arrived and she was still feeling the fear and the everything. So she was telling him, nothing changed. He couldn't believe it. So he said, okay, let's try again. He said, okay, go back to the origin of your fear about swallowing pills or fear about water. So then she started describing another life, a past life. So she described everything, like the way she was dressed, uh, and suddenly she saw herself drowning.
Hey, there's the
So
fear.
there's the fear about drowning that was brought into this lifetime.
Wow.
I understand that really well because I have a fear of water and planes, and I have we'll probably get into it a little bit, but I never really knew I had the fear of water and planes because I wanted to be a pilot. And after learning about my own past lives and recognizing that I had past lives, it makes a lot of sense.
So
Yes.
do you think that we have this natural fear of death as a human, and that's where these fears are coming from? Like from that life, we were afraid, um, we died of because of water, and now we're terrified of it. Do you think that's a human experience, like the fear?
Well, some fears are brought from a past life. Some fears are brought just when we were a child, as I described, 0 to 7 years. I would say the fear of dying, it's implanted on us in this life because we don't know where we are going. And we probably have it like it's coming also from our ancestors, right? Like it's coming in our genes, probably. But when you experience a past life and then you know that your soul never dies, it's like the fear disappears.
Yeah,
Right.
how do people end up with no fear of dying? Like me, I'm not afraid of it
Yeah.
because I'm a psychic and I know what happens. But also, like, how do people? Is it because they've accepted what happens in life? You pass away anyway; it doesn't matter.
But
But
you're
how?
still afraid. You're
Yeah,
still
but
afraid of water.
well, afraid
So
of water. Yeah, I would rather die
did it
than be
really
in
heal
water.
it? Does it mean it was traumatic, the death experience in another life? Is that
It
what these
could
fears
be,
mean?
yes, because everything that happened in the past lives, we bring with us. Right? Even sometimes we don't remember. So
Right.
we are here to remember who we are, right? We bring some stuff, but we also bring good stuff. Like, those little kids who are so good in the piano,
Yeah.
right? Like Beethoven, Mozart, all those
Prodigies.
things are coming also from past lives, and they are here with them. Kids who are super smart that are working in the NASA, or like they finish university when they are 11 or 12, and you are like,
Yeah.
wow. So it's amazing because we bring both. Now, the way of one of the ways of, pass that fear, as you're saying, over heights or water, could be like you can go back there and find out what happened. And then the beauty of this is that this patient that I was telling you, Catherine, is her name. She actually uh finally was good with water. So after that past life regression with Dr. Brian Weiss, she was good. So the fear disappear because when you go back and you understand, oh, okay, so that's a fear that is coming from that past life. It's not here. We're good.
Okay. So it's about recognizing that even though you had that situation occur, it doesn't mean it's going to occur in this life.
Yes.
But we just carried over the fear, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Erica,
And
I
Same
know
here.
this is you. You're all
Yeah, I love
about
it.
this.
Yeah. But also this not only just fears, people learn, like you said about, being smart or playing the piano. I knew when I was 3 years old, I was talking about things that nobody in my family knew about diphtheria, and I was saying the word when I was 3, and they were laughing at me. I remember them laughing at me because they're like, Where'd you hear that crazy word?" Or, I made it up or something like that. And then also, um, there's a song I used to sing. I was about 4 years old, and I know the words exactly. Even today, I know the words. And so, about maybe a year ago, I looked up that song just to see if it was a song, and it was. It was made in about 1910 or something like that. It was a song I was singing. I didn't learn it from anybody. And this was in the 1975. We didn't have internet, nothing like that. Then a couple other examples, like when I do my sevens and my Z's, I put a line through it, and I've always done that. And when I was in like first grade, second grade, I was getting in trouble at school. Teachers were like, you can't keep doing that." I'm like, but that's the way I do it. And I say things that I don't know. Like I say the word soda for instead of pop. It's really weird for me to say, or to even hear somebody say pop. I say soda, and I don't know why I do that. People think I'm weird, but
No,
it's
because it makes you educated. People that say soda are from the East Coast. We
is
don't
that
say
right?
pop.
Okay, yeah. Well, where I'm
yeah,
from, everybody around me says pop, and I think it's really strange to hear that, and a lot of other things too. I think not only just the fear of like water, but being smart, because when I was little, again, here we go back to me being little, 3 or 4 or 5 years old, I had a really high IQ, even very young. I mean, I started school when I was young. I was able to skip third grade. I was able to skip fifth grade, and I think that my theories back then was that I was reincarnated. I wanted to be a pilot. I wanted to uh, do a lot of things, be a surgeon. This is what
mhm,
I think, and I always had the theory that it was always brought from my past lives.
yeah, I totally believe that. There are studies actually that uh, what they've been researching is that there are some kids who remember um, a past life, and they are giving specific information. As you are saying, you remember the song, you remember the word. For them is they remember where they were in their past life, and some researchers have gone there to try to find out, and they actually find that what the kid is saying is true. Another one is that there are kids who are 2, 3 years old, and they can actually speak another language that the fam they the family that they were born in, they don't speak at all.
Yeah. So
So
what about someone like me who has no recollection of any past lives and it doesn't resonate with me on any level?
there is no problem. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't look for that, right? It
Ah,
has to resonate with us to actually for us to be able to find out. It's not for everyone. You do different things, you help people in a different way, right? So we all have different abilities, but
right.
we can actually open. This is a time of expansion for everyone. This is a very important time that we are actually, a lot of us are remembering who we are and where are we coming from.
So it's like everybody's going through an awakening, a remembrance, an awareness, right?
Yes, it's happening to many of us.
So do you feel like how many lifetimes did you have to go back, Liz, to feel like you resolved the issue that was just repeating itself in this lifetime?
I don't know how many lifetimes I went back. I just went to that specific time. That's the beauty of it because I was okay. I tried, like I tried 1 year of normal therapy. It helped me with some issues with my dad, you know.
Yeah.
But then that was all. So I'm like, no, no, no. I need. Then after reading Dr. Brian Weiss' book, I was reading another book that is actually from a Canadian author, and he was explaining in his book about what happens in the middle of our lifetimes. Let's say I'm gonna die, and then I go somewhere in other religions in the West or East. Hindu, they call it Bardo, for example. Bardo is a place that, we go and then we stay there for a while and then we come back. So this doctor actually researched more than 1,000 cases, Dr. Joe L. Wheaton, and he came to the conclusion, okay, when we die, we actually go and review the lifetime, the life that we just left, and we see it through the eyes of eternal love or to the pure love. And that's when really everything comes, because everything that we did to another person, we did it to ourselves.
Yeah.
And then it's the opportunity to actually live what the other person was living when we did that to that person. So if you gave a lot of love, it comes to you. If you gave a lot of not very good things, it's coming to you. So you review your life and then you decide, okay, my next incarnation, who are gonna be my parents, who are in which, because we come in a circle of souls.
Right.
So then we come back, and then this lifetime, oh no, I'm going to like learn to be more patient, learn to give more love, something that we are working on. Then we decide that we are gonna have these lessons, and that's it.
I have a
So
So what is,
client. She's in Australia, and I've been talking to her for over a year now, and she remembers her past lives and has written them all out. But she's like, I don't want to come back again. What can I do to not come back again? Do you have any solutions for that? For someone who says, I don't want to come back.
well, if she doesn't have to go back to those lives, why would she want to go back?
Well, I mean, I think she means not to be born again into a different body. She doesn't want
into
to.
this earth?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people say that when they talk about reincarnation. I don't want to do this again, because again, we don't have that higher perspective, I'm sure. But your client is saying, no, 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 I am not. I refuse. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Because she remembers, and she's like, I've lived a lot of bad lives. I've been, a lot of bad things have happened. And even in this life, I'm trying to help her and work through those things. And she's, 70 years old, and she's, like, I don't want to be born again. I don't want to do it.
Yeah. Well, what I would say to her is that the most important life is the life that she's living right now.
Yeah.
And then this is the time, the present time is the moment that she can give love, that she can forgive, that she can do whatever she needs to do, because the past lives are in the past,
Right.
right? The future ones, we don't know, but present is the time, the most powerful thing that we have right now, where we can act, where we can give, where we can love, where we can learn.
So, Liz, what type of training or education did you have to go through to realize, what, I want to do this to help other people? So, what does that look like? What did that look like? And what does a session with you look like?
Well, to go through that, what it happened is, okay, so I was in 2008 in the middle of these things. I wanted to do my past life regression. So I went to my therapist and I was like, I need to do this. And she was like, no, 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 don't do that. And I'm like, why? You can help me. Because when you go to a past life, you can see if you die, how did you die, like if there was something wrong. I'm like, I need to do it. I was just listening to my inner self, to my higher self, right? Like I was
Mhm.
like, I need to do it. Then she said, why? Well, because of this reason. Well, many relationships, and I want to have my family. I want to advance. Okay, okay, okay. Well, we are gonna go in, bring that memory, and get out of there. She didn't want to. So I'm like, okay. So we finally did it. And yeah, what it happens in a hypnosis session is like you take the person to a very relaxed state, so to alpha waves, between alpha and theta waves. So you go down and down, and then everything is calm. You have your eyes closed, but depending on the type of person you are, you can feel, you can visualize, you can even touch the things, you can smell, you can taste, you can listen, depending on the person. Like, for example, for me, I can never listen, okay? But I can visualize and I can almost touch the things. So everybody's different.
Hmm.
So I need to do a test with the person who I'm gonna guide into that. Because at the end, it's all am I doing is guiding them. They do all the work. I don't do the work, right? Like I'm a guide. So for me, and then I went into that deep state, and then suddenly I visualized there was a dog in front of me, but the dog wasn't looking in a very, like it was a Rottweiler, and it was in front of me on the right. So I saw it, no problem. But then I realized the whole part here was full of blood. And then I saw a man on the floor, and there was a lot of blood around him. At that time, I felt like a knife going here, and then I was like, I started crying like I never cried in this lifetime before. And
Yeah.
then I knew like he's dead. And for me, it was I told him everything was going to be okay, and it wasn't, and it wasn't. But it was desperation with a lot of tears, and I was just suffering too much.
Who
So then
was that person to you?
that person was either my brother or my best friend, but he was very, very close to me, very close to my heart, because I was suffering in a way I didn't suffer before in this lifetime. At that time, in 2008, my mother was still alive. So I didn't know that pain, that kind of pain. So she's like, okay, go to a different time, and just to take me out of that. And then I saw myself walking in a very narrow street. And to my left here, there was a church, but the stones were irregular, like from the 1800s. But
Hmm.
the thing is, like, I could almost touch the stones. Like, for me, touching is one of the senses that I can use. So in hypnosis, I was lying down. On the right side, there was a window. It was like 6 p.m. So I could hear there was a big tree outside. I could hear the birds singing. So you are here, but you are also living that with your eyes closed. So I'm in a safe space. I can still listen everything that is around me, but I'm living this, and I know I can actually get out of there.
She
So
didn't have to guide you back. You could actually get out yourself.
she could actually tell me, okay, so let's get out of that. But for me, you need to see, okay, can she actually manage that? And now, because I study that now and everything, I know that there are different ways of doing that. If you don't want to be suffering that much, you just take the person to see the scene from the up. Okay, so you are not immersed in the scene. You are actually looking at it as if it would be a movie.
Mm.
And that
So
way you don't go that what I've went through.
I understand that because with my own past lives, I remember looking at things as if it was a scene. It wasn't me. I was seeing the people around me.
Yes.
I wasn't seeing me. I was seeing, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
you are watching a movie,
Yeah.
but it's your movie.
Yeah.
But you can be inside that too. Ugh. So at that time, then I saw the church. I keep on walking, and then she guided me into talking to him. So he was in jail, and he was holding the bars from the other side, like inside the jail. I was on this side. It was a small jail. And then I went to him. I saw him in front of me and I said, forgive me. And forgive me because I said I was like everything was going to be okay. And it wasn't. That was my biggest thing all the time that I was there. He looked at me and no problem. He said, yes. Like he didn't even say that. You just feel it, right? And then she told me, forgive yourself. That was the worst part because I didn't want to forgive myself. Like I had this guilt on me that no, I said everything was gonna be okay, and I couldn't, and crying and crying and crying. So she's like, okay, let's go and see how you die. So I was kind of a carpenter, so I was inside my workshop, so I could see how I was actually working with the wood, and then suddenly it was like my heart stopped and I fell. That's it. So she asked me, how did you die? And I was like, I died sad and alone. And then she grabbed that and she said, okay, so do you want to die sad and alone in this lifetime? No, I don't want to do that. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm looking for you. So forgive yourself again. And then
And how did you do that?
just, it was forgiving myself with the guilt that I have from that lifetime against not dying sad and alone in this lifetime because I was always looking for that love, that connection that I needed.
Hmm.
So then it's when I could actually forgive myself. So I forgave myself in the middle of crying, in the middle of all that stuff. So it's just, it was painful, yes,
Yeah.
but it was worth it. It was like
How,
2 hours and a half of session because
that's what I was going to
sometimes,
say. How long does the pain last?
well, the pain is not like the pain is just in that moment. So that moment, probably 45 minutes, but when you are inside that hypnosis. But what I want to say here is that it doesn't have to be like this. That was my experience. I've had other, like many different past lives now, and none of them have been the same because this was the first one and it was for a very specific purpose. Um, so at that time, then, yeah, I forgave myself. Then I saw other two scenes. One scene was like there was a chandelier. We were inside a place. I could see the table, but very rustic table, and two glasses like we used to drink together. Oh, because what I didn't tell you at that time, I was a man. So I saw myself in the coffin. So in the coffin, I had straight hair till here. I had a mustache, and it was a coffin that just wood, but those ones that are just here and then go like this and then go like this. So I saw myself inside there.
Do you know where
And
you were, what country, what time frame?
that one you can find out, but you need more time and then you need to walk around the streets. You see some
Okay.
signs, but at that time I only she didn't want to actually take me to that. She took me because
Okay.
I was so stubborn. So
Mm. Do you
so
come up with names for yourself that you can look up, or have you done sessions with people where they've said their name and then were able to look up themselves?
yes, in that one I didn't, but I actually in sessions that I've had with myself and also with other people, they can listen very far their names, and
Hmm.
we can look up different things. Of course, that's what. people do. They do look up because at the end you want to have the certainty that is this my imagination or something I'm just creating here. The thing is that you could create, it could be your imagination, but the pain that you have
Right.
is what is telling you this was true. The pain that you experience or the love or whatever the feeling is, that where is that coming from? Yeah, I had a friend who told me, oh, maybe you watch a movie and then the dog and maybe that. And I said, yes, but where did the pain come from? That you can't make up.
That's
You
what I
don't want
tell
to make up.
people, right? When I talk about my own past lives, it's the feeling behind them, not just that I see this and saw that. I go to places around in my state that I was like, oh my gosh, I lived here. This is home for me. I know this place, and it's a couple of places, different places, but yeah, there's feeling. It's the feeling behind it, not just memories or thoughts or saw a movie or read a book. It's yeah, feelings.
It is literally the feeling,
Hmm.
and then you know that was true.
Yeah.
Is it always from this planet? Do you remember lifetimes from like another planet?
Yeah, right now what I'm taking I'm taking a new course, new class. It's because I'm telling you this time is very important for all of us to remember. So yes, I've seen a lifetime out of this world. We're coming from different universes.
Mm. So how do
Yes.
we remember? What helps us to remember this time that we're supposed to be remembering, this awakening? What helps us with that, Liz?
Well, the first, you need to be able to be interested. If you are interested in knowing where am I coming from, then you can actually remember. And that can be done with different things. One is meditation. Everybody says about meditation. Of course, meditation is not easy to do because, like you have to leave your mind and there's always thoughts coming in and all of that. But meditation is one. Hypnosis is another one. Uh, Simply these days, it's just if you love nature, you can go out, grab your tree, hold your tree, imagine that there are roots coming out from your feet on the ground and going down, 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 down. And then you imagine also light coming from here. So there's different ways. You are even in hypnosis when, I don't know if you love being by the sea, for example, and then seeing the waves coming in and out. That's a state of hypnosis.
At the sea, at the ocean, I feel alive. I just feel like another level.
I don't.
It's
I'm afraid.
yeah, so we are all different, right? But for me, it's the same as you, Diana. When I'm close to the water by the sea, or even by Lake Ontario, or you are close to Lake, I don't know which lake, but then you just let yourself go into that state of peace, right? It's peace. What you feel is um, just something out of this world. I don't know how to describe that, right? Like there's for Erica, there should be something that you really love to do, but you go to different states anyways in your, yes, you have it, like you just go.
So if somebody wanted to book a session with you, Liz, how many sessions does it usually take for a person to heal whatever trauma? And how would they reach you if they wanted to book a session with you?
First is like I need to know, okay, what is what they are trying to heal. First session would be finding, okay, what is what you are trying to fix. Hypnosis works for many different things. And then it's also past life regression. Hypnosis helps you with your fear of speaking in public.
Yeah.
with, okay, I procrastinate. I can go to do exercise twice a week. Okay, it can help you with that. So what we start with that, and then yeah, it's one session for understanding what you want to do, to understand how your senses work, because not everybody is the same. And then what I do is I take you into that state, and I I help you with, okay, so now I am going to the gym for 3 days a week. That's your goal, right? And how it works is that you need to actually do some homework. And your little homework is that you're going to listen to a recording for 21 days.
Mm.
Because what is helping you is actually imprinting in you that, yes, you want to go to the gym 3 times a week. And then after that, I do a reinforcement session. Okay, and that would be just for very, very things from this world, let's say it, right? If you want to do then a past life regression, then that takes 2 hours or maybe 2 hours and a half, because it's going deeper. And sometimes you can see 2 different past lives.
Oh, wow.
Yes, yes.
That's
And
crazy.
it depends on what is the purpose of your soul at the time. Like I've had clients, for example, I have one who she was going through a she breakup, but she was divorced twice, and then she had 2 or 3 more breakups. So it's very painful for her. It's like similar to what I was going through when I
Yeah.
was younger. So then we were talking, and then for people who are more spiritual, it's easier. It's easier to see their past lives. It's like Erica, right? So you don't even need someone to guide you into that state. You just go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so it depends also what kind of person you are, but everybody can do that. It's just a matter of practice. If you want to do it, if you want to find out. So I was with her, and I was like, oh, you are suffering a lot. Let's try. So we went back, and she went back into a past life where she was at a Nazi camp. So she was,
Oh,
yes, it was really painful in the sense that she was there, and to survive, she was actually selling favors to one of the officials, and at that lifetime, she put in her mind that men are not trustable
Oh, okay.
and they are not good. She came here into this lifetime with that
mm,
subconscious belief. Of course, when we have some subconscious belief, we attract what we think inside ourselves, right?
right.
So it was a huge moment of opening, because
Yeah.
you see that, and then the beautiful thing is that you cure that, and then you can go in your life.
I wonder if it was extremely painful and difficult for her to go back to those concentration camps where it was just the worst of humanity in our existence. Was that the struggle?
She's highly spiritual, I'd say,
Okay.
just like Erica. So then she grabbed the information that she needed to grab, and then
And then she got out.
she went, yeah, we went out of that, because of course you don't need to feel all of that. It's like Erica is
No.
saying, sometimes you just see like a movie, you understand, goodbye.
Right.
Yeah,
But you cure yourself.
that's
You
amazing.
take that belief, right? So it's amazing. Another one is I was telling you, okay, so I my mom died in 2017, but what it really brought me into here is at the beginning of end of 2023. I had one of my best friends. She was sick. She was in the hospital. So one day I was just washing the dishes, and suddenly the thought came, I should be the one who should be dying instead of her.
Mm,
And I was like, oh, what? No, I didn't think that with my mom. How am I thinking that with, I mean, I love her, she's my best friend, but why would I?
yeah.
No. And the thing is that, when you have those thoughts, you listen to yourself, no, I need to do something. So I went back and I'm like, I need to do another past life regression. And I didn't do it like for 15 years. I said I had what I needed.
Yeah.
It's fine. But this time I needed to do it again. So
Yeah.
Were you her mom in the past life?
no, I went into that past life and I saw her. I was next to her. She was like my youngest sister. She was younger than me in that lifetime. And my purpose or what my duty was to take care of her. But
Mm,
at that time, it was like I saw myself dressed in black and I had like a spade, like those, like at the end they were like,
a sickle.
yes. So I had that in my hands, and then what I saw is like there were a lot of people coming at us to like just attacking. So then I saw that. I saw myself at the hospital with my friend and I was holding her hand, but the hospital was a different one than the one that this lifetime. And at that time I hold her hand and I was thinking I should be the one who should be dying instead of her.
Oh,
So it was a moment of curing myself of that, but it was also helped me a lot with grieving because
oh,
I said, oh, I was with Anna in a past life. Anna was with me in this lifetime. I'm gonna see her again.
yeah.
Love never dies. Our soul never dies. And that is a pure love that you feel because then you are like, they are there. They are always there. And you understand that very much because you actually can, like feel them and listen to them and all of that. So then it's just, I don't know, it's just amazing. So after that, I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this and I can help other people. So
That's
I studied,
amazing.
yeah, I studied clinical hypnosis for groups and clients at the University of Toronto. And then I studied past life regression therapist also.
Do
And
people find you on a website, or do you do your
yes,
things remotely now? And
yeah, I do it remotely. I'm on a website. So my website is LiveInYourPower.ca.
okay,
So they can find me there.
okay,
And then because I'm in Ontario, I can actually go into an office and do it like, in an office. But these days, most of it's happening online.
yeah.
Yeah. Everything is online.
Yes.
So it's
Live,
livingyourpower.ca.
yes, live in your
Oh,
power,
live in.
in your
Okay.
power.ca.
Okay, I'm writing it
And
down.
just for the record, Americans can book with you too.
Of course. Yes.
Well, I will be booking for sure.
Well, it has been our pleasure having you today, Liz. I'm so glad we got a chance to meet you. And as always, if anybody ever wants to reach out to me, I'm
Oh,
at
definitely.
divinesoul-connections.com.
And I'm Erica, and my crazy website name is psychic-medium-erica-silvers.com. I know.
Every time it gets me.
I know.
Thank you, Liz. It was a
Uh,
pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, Liz.
Thank
Thanks for
you.
being with us today.